YouTube, what's going on? If you're having a great day, thank you for stopping by and welcome back to Courtside Perspective. And a few hours ago, Julius Randle and the New York Knicks agreed to a 4-year, $117 million extension that will pay him up to $140 million if you include this season's money. He gets paid, I think, where does it say it? $19.8 million salary for this upcoming season. Could have waited to the offseason to sign a $200 million deal, but by doing it now, it helps the Knicks save cap flexibility because he's only making just under $20 million this season. So let's see. When it comes to this deal, I like it a lot for both sides because the Knicks got to keep their guy. He doesn't have to enter unrestricted free agency next offseason. You got to keep him. You got to lock him in, and that makes a lot of sense. For Julius Randle's side, he got paid. That's the reality of it. He got a fuck ton of money, and that's all he needed, really. A negative side of this deal is I saw like a Knicks fan tweet basically this, that it could be questionable if he plays with the way he did in the playoffs. Never mind even that. This deal is worth the money if he plays like he did during last regular season. But if he doesn't, then you just lock yourselves into a 4-year max deal with a guy that might not perform that same way. And you're in, a major city, you're in the Big Apple, and it makes it harder to then attract free agents to play in the Mecca at Madison Square Garden if you don't have the cap flexibility after giving Julius Randle this 4-year deal. But at the end of the day, if the last couple years have shown us anything, it's that the Knicks have been linked to every single big-name free agent and have ended up with really nobody. And for whatever reason that is, whether that's just being the Knicks have been not great over the last, however many seasons except for this past year, or if it's Dolan or whatever it is. But they haven't really been able to pull a free agent. So you got one guy that likes to be here. He showed out for you last season. He took you to the playoffs, made an all-star game, and he wants to stay in New York. Got to extend him. But that's pretty much accurate on a Knicks fan's point of view, where if he plays like he did last regular season, then it's going to be worth it. But if he takes any sort of decline, then you're kind of screwed, especially based on what we saw him play in the playoffs, which that was not a good performance whatsoever. And I hadn't had the same thought earlier this season, about at the All-Star break, whenever he was balling out. I kind of said, this is great. This is amazing for Julius. But what if this is the best season of his career? He's going to make all this money, and he could just fall off a cliff after this. His career can just go, woo! Hopefully it doesn't, for both the Knicks' sake and his sake, and just for NBA fans' sake. But you never know. Anything could really happen. The extension does include a player option in the 2025-2026 season. I'm not exactly sure how old he'll be by then, but it's definitely interesting. Based on how old he is now, he should be 31-ish by then. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a big-time move for the Knicks. So this past season, he averaged 24, 10, and 6, which is great numbers, and one most improved player. But like I said, this deal is going to rely heavily on whether or not he returns to form. You don't even need him to be an all-star in the future. But if he can play similar to how he did play, then it's a massive W for both the Knicks and their fans. And for the Knicks, I mean, you've showed this offseason that you want to buy and you want to put a team around your new star. So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You spent the money to put the team around him. Now it's time to lock him in, and you did exactly that. You gave Fournier for 4 years, $78 million. You brought Derrick Rose back on a 3-year deal. Brought Alec Burks back on a 3-year deal. Brought Nerlens Noel back on a 3-year deal. Taj Gibson comes back on a 1-year deal. You brought Kemba Walker in at a minimum after the buyout from OKC. I mean, you showed that you want to buy, and you did that. You have to pay RJ Barrett in a few years. So, I mean, you really had no choice but to do this, I guess, because you struggled to bring other free agents to New York. And you have one guy that wants to be there and wanted to be extended and was willing to take your money. And definitely deserved it off this past season alone. But the Knicks should be fun going into the season. They should be a playoff team. I don't think they'll be a 5 seed again like they were this past season because there are quite a few teams that I would say are better than them. I see them being more like a 6 or a 7. But it will be a good season for them. We should be getting playoff basketball back in the Garden for the second year in a row, and that should make the fans and even the NBA happy again. Let me know what you guys think about this move and the extension down below in the comment section. Smash that like button if you did enjoy, and hit that subscribe button so you see more content from me. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy yourselves. Peace.